You know how sometimes you say something just to feel powerful? Like if you speak it first, you won't be the one who gets hurt? Yeah, I did that. I'm Vanessa. I'm 30. And I told the one man who truly showed up for me that he wasn't man enough for me. And now I can't stop replaying those words because I didn't just lose him. I lost the version of myself that felt safe with someone real. Call to action. If you've ever pushed away someone who only ever loved you, if you've ever mistaken kindness for weakness, I want you to stay until the end. Because this is what it feels like when the man you called not enough becomes the one you can't stop missing. Tyler wasn't like the guys I usually dated. He didn't walk into a room with swagger. He didn't try to own the space. He didn't talk about money or power. He just showed up, soft, steady, present. We met through mutual friends. He offered to walk me home the night we met. I laughed and said, "What are you going to do if something happens? You don't look like the fight type." He smiled and said, "I don't believe in hurting to protect. I believe in showing up before it gets that far." I remember rolling my eyes, but something in me paused. He was thoughtful in a way most people aren't. He remembered my dog's name after meeting her once. He asked about my mom's surgery weeks after I mentioned it. He sent me soup when I was sick. Not flowers, not chocolate. Soup. With a handwritten note. "Take your vitamins, and don't pretend you're fine this time." He didn't try to impress me. He tried to understand me. And that scared the hell out of me. I'd spent years confusing loud for strong, dominant for desirable. But Tyler wasn't like that. He was soft-spoken, emotionally aware, and not afraid to say, "I'm sorry." He listened. He hugged, without asking. He kissed my forehead more than my lips. And somewhere in that quiet, I started to feel seen. But here's the truth I wasn't ready to admit. I didn't know how to accept a man who didn't try to control me. I was used to begging for attention. So when he gave it freely, I didn't trust it. I mistook his softness for weakness, his emotional honesty for insecurity, and his kindness for a lack of edge. I wanted drama, and he gave me peace, and I didn't know what to do with peace. One night, we got into a small argument, something stupid about weekend plans, and instead of resolving it like adults, I snapped, "You know what, Tyler? Maybe you're just not man enough for me." He went quiet. Not hurt, not angry, just quiet. He looked at me and said, "Then I hope you find the man you're looking for." And he left. No yelling. No guilt trip. Just gone. At first, I thought he'd come back. He always did. He'd show up with soup or flowers or a playlist. Something that said, "I still care, even when you don't." But days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. And nothing. I checked his socials more times than I'd admit. He was smiling. With friends. With family. At peace. He didn't block me. He didn't delete our photos. He just stopped waiting. And me? I spiraled. I went back to dating the type I thought I wanted. The alpha males. The ones who talked big and cared small. The ones who raised their voice instead of raising me up. The ones who only noticed my pain when it made them uncomfortable. Every guy after Tyler made me realize one thing. He was man enough. More than enough. He was man enough to say sorry. Man enough to ask how I was really doing. Man enough to show up, over and over again. Even when I pushed him away. Now I flinch when someone says his name. I freeze when I see a Jeep like his. I tear up when I hear that old playlist he made me. And I remember the Sunday mornings, the calm talks, the arms that felt like safety. Not because they were strong, but because they were gentle. People ask me if I regret it, if I regret pushing him away, and I don't know how to say this without choking up. I didn't just push him away. I insulted his love. I called it weak, when it was the strongest thing I'd ever known. Tyler, If you ever hear this, I am sorry. I was wrong. You were never not man enough. You were the first real man I ever loved, and I was too broken to love you back. If you're reading this right now, and you're with someone who listens when you speak, who holds you without conditions, who loves without ego, don't confuse softness with weakness. Don't mistake peace for boredom. And please, don't wait to realize what you had until you're left talking to silence. Because when someone gives you everything, and you tell them it's not enough, you don't just lose them. You lose a part of yourself you may never get back.